Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and we're going to talk about something that Vivek Ramaswamy should be thinking very carefully about and what that means. All right, and what Vivek Ramaswamy should be thinking about right now today is France on a war footing. I think a lot of thought is due this. It is really significant and it's very significant. It's a significant change in the world, and it's a highly significant. Um, it's highly significant for America. France on a war footing there needs to be a lot of thought from every nation in the world on this, and Vivek Ramaswamy has an opportunity to actually put that into place, right? Put that thought process into place right now. So let's talk this through. So first of all, Vivek Ramaswamy, I've been frustrated. You're frustrated, right? So Vivek Ramaswamy is doing what he should. We're doing what we should, right? We're trying to, right now, the best thing we can do for Vivek Ramaswamy is do not stop talking about him, make him the highlight, lift him up, exalt him, times X him, right? Like, multiply him in the public voice, right? Because that's important, right? It is easy to be forgotten today, right? Because in the most powerful thing, the most powerful secular thing in the world today is celebrity, and basically the new economy is the highest valued asset in the new economy is attention, focus. Okay, all right. So Vivek is doing his part to get into the vice presidential selection slot for President Donald Trump. You and I are doing what we can to make sure that Vivek Ramaswamy is not forgotten, so that when that decision is made, he's prominent, he's front and center, right, in the thoughts of the media, in the thoughts of the American people, and in the thoughts of President Donald Trump. Okay, because the things that are in the thoughts of the media and in the thoughts of the American public, that's what President Donald Trump cares about, and that's what he responds to. Right? He's a political beast, no two ways about it. Right? So, but that means that that also means that right now, Vivek Ramaswamy has less to do than ever. Right? And so, what do you do when you don't have tasks queued? Right? Well, this answer comes from President Barack Obama, and so I'm a huge fan of President Barack Obama. I elected him twice. I'm personally responsible for him being elected twice. I voted for him twice. I'm personally responsible for it. That's how voting works, right? And so I'm very proud of that, right? That President Obama was president twice because I made him president twice, right? By giving him my vote and electing him, right? And he is an incredibly valuable, powerful, useful American, President Obama. And he talked deeply about this idea of thinking. Somebody asked him a question about, what's the hardest thing about president? He's like, I don't have time to think. I need to sit down and think, right? And I just don't have time for it. I'm constantly interrupted, right? And I was like, yeah, and I was like, we picked the right dude. A guy who was saying, hey, it's important for somebody to sit down and think if they have big decisions to make. Seems like a simple thing, but so many people, who are talk about leadership and talk about decision making, don't just talk about, sit down, don't take any more stimulus and just think, right? And so right now, it's time for Vivek Ramaswamy to be sitting in a chair and thinking. You should keep a piece of paper so they can capture any powerful thoughts that come out. But that's it. Just think and then write those thoughts down in your notes, period. And now Vivek has time for that, right? So since Vivek has time for that, what should he be thinking about? And I am telling you right now, there's no more important change in the world than France on a war footing. So Peter Zeihan has been talking about this significantly. He's like, hey, France is getting ready to throw down. They're getting ready for war, right? Like spending billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to really get ready again, right? And And so there's so much there. Let's think about that, right? So first of all, in America, we don't associate France with war in any capacity. We've forgotten that they were ever warriors at all, right? Like they're kind of synonymous with wine, cheese, art, and baguettes. That's it. That's all we connect to France. And if you say, "Oh, France were powerful, dangerous warriors at one point," we're like, "What? What are you like? Are you joking? Like, like we don't even. There's no memory, right, that France was ever even is ever even capable of war. We just don't associate France with war in any way, right? But Peter Zayan, he started talking about it, and he's like, y'all's got to remember, France can roll, right? These guys can roll hard. They know what war is. They have a cultural memory of it, right? And they're returning to that memory, right? And so we're seeing, that like basically America does remember, never forgets that Britain were powerful, dangerous warriors at one point, right? Absolutely never forgets that fact, right? And the reason why is, we had to gain our freedom from them. So we literally fought them, right? And then, but it is, yeah. So you have that issue there, right? And then you have this issue of, but as they return to war, right? This is an entire culture that has a historical memory of war, but very little current experience with it or connection to it, right? But an unleashed France could be incredibly, powerfully, outrageously dangerous for the world, right? Not for America, right? In that, one of the things is, we still have that Lafayette connection, right? America does share a lot of goals with France, and France is on the good guy side, right? Like they're on the ally side. They're an ally, right? And so you're seeing an ally return to a war footing. And so it's important to realize that France is about to become very dangerous, and previously they weren't. I don't think I've ever lived in a world where anyone considered France dangerous in any capacity, right? That is about to change, and all they're going to do is just hit the switch and say, we were warriors a long time ago, we can do it again. And so they're hitting that switch. The other thing is just recognizing that we live in a world where this had to happen. The world has become so frightening that France is like, put the baguettes down, put the wine down, put the cheese down, stop looking at that painting, go pick up that axe. Like, well, that's where we are. That is where we are, right? And Vivek needs to begin thinking about all this, right? So that when he is president, he knows how to deal with France, how to partner with them, and how to get the most from them. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.